Hello and welcome to Verbaling. Hi there, I'm teacher Oakley. Sorry for the little bit of a late start. Having some browser issues today. Don't really understand what's going on. In any case, for the next hour or so, or a little less, we are going to be practicing giving and receiving directions. Very useful skill if you do any traveling at all. Okay, we'll start out by looking at some very basic prepositions of place. Just review those real quick. We'll look at some normal phrasings in English to ask for directions, ask and give directions, and then we'll try some practical practice. You'll give me directions, something to some place near your house, and we'll also look at a map, and we'll work together as a class to give and receive directions. Okay, anyway, that's the plan. So let me welcome students to the class. Hello, Nien.
Hello, teachers. How are you today?
I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. Do you have
Okay.
any plan for the holiday?
Good question. I not really. Yes and no. I have guests coming, but I don't have any idea when they're arriving or what we're doing.
Yeah.
It's quite confusing right now, actually.
Yeah.
So yes and no. Uh, I'm not sure, really. Let me also welcome Christian to the class. Hi,
Oh,
Christian.
good morning, Oakley. How are you? It's long time, huh?
Yeah, I've been on vacation, actually.
Ah,
Just back,
good. Did you enjoy?
just back today. Well, yeah, I mean, it was interesting. I got to travel. I live here in the Philippines, but I traveled all over the country, really. But I was, unfortunately, there was transportation problems. My friend I went to visit ended up in the hospital, so I ended up spending 5 days of my vacation in the hospital.
Oh,
There was
I know it's not a good vacation.
not
It was not a,
could have been better. Then there was a typhoon, so I got stuck, locked down. No air travel, no bus travel, no ferry, no boats, no planes, no nothing. So I got stuck for a
oh,
while. Yeah, kind of one
yes.
thing after another.
Sometimes it's like that, and yes. But
Yeah.
all the time when I see now the forecast at the television, I'm thinking about you because you have only the one person I know is living in Philippines.
Ah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and there is a lot.
I in my travels when I got cut off by the typhoon, I was south of it, and where I live is north, so it went straight across, east to west. I got cut off, but in my travels, I had to go right exactly where the typhoon made landfall. So I
Yeah.
saw pretty alarming devastation. It was wow, oh my goodness, unbelievable. Houses flattened. Uh, Power lines, not just power lines, but the big towers, the steel towers, the big ones that you see, they were down.
Yeah.
Everyone was down. Pretty kind of scary stuff, really.
Yeah, yeah, no, no, there is a lot of flooding also in Philippines, huh?
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. So it was an interesting vacation. Anyway, never knew what was going to happen next.
Yeah.
Ken is also with us. Hi, Ken.
Yes, hello, how are you?
I'm doing okay. Thank you very much. Good to see you again. Um, okay, I was just talking about my travel a little bit. Well, I did a lot of the last 2 weeks or so. I've done a lot of asking for directions, lots of getting lost a little bit and turned around and asking for directions. I I have to tell you that love the Philippines, love Filipinos, but they are not good at giving directions. They're not good. It's over there. It's basically what you hear, no matter where you are. Oh, it's over there. You just go over there. Okay. Really not helpful. Good idea. We're going to be practicing giving and receiving directions later. So a few pointers before we start really getting into the lesson. Number one, use landmarks. Do you know what landmarks are? Things that you're going to see. Whatever, whether they're natural landmarks or a statue, a church, a McDonald's, a bowling alley, whatever. Use landmarks to help people visualize the directions that you're giving them. And another good point, use the common phrasing, you've gone too far if you see the bowling alley, for example. If you see a bowling alley on the right, you've gone too far. Also, very, very helpful to know when you've missed it, or be told, okay, you've missed it, you need to go backwards if you see this landmark. Very helpful. I wish I could share with you, I wish I had kept it. I once got an invitation to a birthday party here in the Philippines. I am not making this up. It literally gave directions by using landmarks such as when you pass the mango tree. There are like 18 billion mango trees in the Philippines. A landmark needs to be something noticeable and different. Not only that, I wish I could actually show you this birthday invitation. It also said you're at the correct house when you see the dog sleeping in the road. There's a lot of dogs, and secondly, landmarks that move are probably not that appropriate. Yeah, okay. I am totally not kidding. Literally no one who went to this party could find the house. Literally not a single person out of like 50 of us. We all had to be fetched. Anyway, so a very useful skill. All right, I'm going to do a screen share and we'll get this thing started. We're just going to really kind of quickly go through some stuff here, and then we'll get into the practice. Okay, where do you want to go? All right, just quick review, some prepositions that we use, prepositions of place, which we use when we give directions. In front of, like in front of the store, in front of the gas station, whatever. Behind, on, possibly on top of the hill, for example, in the mall, something like that. Beside, as illustrated here, very common for directions. The library is beside the museum. Between, the hotel is between the bowling alley and the library. Opposite is the word that we use for or across the street from is another phrase. Okay, the bowling alley is across the street from the bank, or opposite the bank. Either one. Okay, above and below, well, fine if you're dealing possibly with multiple story houses or something. That might be useful. Next to is just like beside. Across from, as I mentioned, is exactly like opposite. Opposite of, whoops. Near and far. Okay. Again, near and far landmarks so that you can distinguish that you're close or not close. Turn left. Go straight, turn right. Turn left. What are what's another way to Nian? Do you know another way to say turn left? Maybe colloquial expressions?
Sorry, I don't know.
Okay. Anybody else? Ken or Christian? Do you know any?
Left side, maybe? Left
Uh,
side? No, no.
well, common. Okay. Ken, do you know any? Do you know where I'm going with this? Okay. Uh, you might hear very common collocations. Take a left.
Ah,
Go left. Take a left, or even hang a left. Hang a left at the traffic light. This is actually very common and very colloquial English. Hang a left, hang a right. Go straight is go straight. Yeah, that's it. Not really any other colloquial ways to say that. Go over, go under, possibly a bridge. Ken, do you know the word for example, where a highway goes over another highway?
Goes over another highway. That means cross the highway.
That's right. But one's above the other.
Intersection.
No, an intersection is when two roads meet on the same level. When one goes over the other, it's an overpass. This would be a common landmark, for example.
Overpass.
Here, where I now live in the Philippines, they call it a flyover. I had no idea what this was for the longest time. This confused me. And I guess they use flyover in some other countries, perhaps Australia, maybe India, I don't know. So you might hear that expression as well. Took me years to catch on to that. I had no idea what people were talking about when they were directing me to the flyover. As an American, commonly an overpass. Okay. Commonly asking directions, a couple things. First of all, we're probably going to be using what's called drop rise intonation. Speaking to strangers, customer service type intonation. It's called drop rise intonation because your tone or pitch changes are abrupt and very high, very low, dropping and rising in pitch very quickly. Excuse me, like that. Thank you for calling Member Services. How can I help you today? Okay, notice I'm using customer service language, the drop rise intonation, very high highs and low lows, and sudden changes, not more fluid like when we're normally talking, like I'm talking now. You don't hear really abrupt changes in my pitch. They kind of blend. Okay, very normal. For those of you who want to speak English in your travels, if we're talking to a stranger, it's very normal to begin addressing them with one of these, usually one of these four sort of introductory transitionals. Excuse me, and again with the drop rise. Excuse me, or pardon me, or I beg your pardon, or sorry to trouble you, but, and then ask your question, what you really want to ask. How do I get to the KFC restaurant? Where's the coffee shop? Again, with drop rise intonation. How do I get to the KFC restaurant? Where's the coffee shop? Can you tell me where 7-Eleven is? Something like that. Okay, it's very normal when you're asking directions to use this kind of a pattern. Not a whole lot of variation, but a little bit there. Okay, giving directions. All right, again, common to use some kind of a transitional. Sure, no problem. There's another one, of course. Why not? Okay, sure. Okay, you can go straight and turn left. Okay, next to near. Okay, again with the, this is what I was talking about earlier. Next to the high school. All right, using landmarks. You can go straight and turn left. The coffee shop is next to the high school. Okay, something like that. Keep that in mind. Okay, fill in the prepositions. Where? Oh, here. Okay, let's try a quick exercise with some very basic prepositions. If you can see this. If not, I can adjust it and make it bigger. Nian, can you see number 1?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay. Go ahead and read it and see if you can pick over here in red on the right-hand side the proper preposition.
Drugstore. The drugstore is next to the post office and the drugstore. Post office. The drugstore is between the post office and movie theater.
There you go. Okay. The drugstore is between the post office and movie theater. Nian, be mindful, be careful of pronouncing the final syllables in words. This is a normal. I can tell I'm guessing you're Vietnamese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am
Very-
Vietnamese.
Yep. I can tell. Okay, it's something you really have to be careful of as an English language learner, is finishing the sounds. It's very important in English to finish the sounds of words, because that's where we often have grammatical constructions, you know, like past tense or changing into a present or a past participle or making plurals, and these kinds of grammatical things happen at the ends of words, so you have to be extra careful.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Christian, number 2.
Yeah, but I can see the police station in the schema.
Oh, here it is.
Ah, yes. Okay. Okay. The police stations is we can say opposite of the drugstore.
And okay, opposite the drugstore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and you said opposite of. That's interesting. So did I earlier in the lesson. Sometimes we use of and sometimes we don't. Opposite, sometimes to. Opposite to the drugstore. Opposite from the drugstore. But we don't really need to use any of those. The police station is opposite the drugstore. Okay. Or another way to say that, actually.
Across from the drugstore, maybe?
And that means the same thing. Yes.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. Ken, number 3.
Number 3, the hospital is hospital is far from the library.
Very good.
Far from the library. Yeah, it's in the option. Yes.
Relatively in this map, it's only 1 block, which, okay, again, of course, people's notion of what's near and far are often different. Ken, for example, what do you consider walking distance? Here's something that might come up in giving directions. Oh, it's walking distance from here.
I think so. It's just one block.
Well, yeah, okay, this is 1 block. I'd say that's definitely walking distance. How far is walking distance for you?
School, restaurant, maybe 3 minutes or 5 minutes or so.
3 minutes or 5 minutes? Okay, walking time. Okay, another thing, giving directions. English speakers commonly give directions in reference to time. It's 5 minutes walk, it's a 10-minute drive, etc. It's a whatever. It's a 4-hour flight. This is very common as well. Okay, 3 to 5 minutes. All right, I might, for myself, walking distance might be 10 or 12 minutes, which would be about the time, how far,
Really? I see.
maybe a kilometer. Takes probably 10, 12 minutes to walk a kilometer, I guess.
Yeah, 5 minutes is not far actually.
Yeah.
But I don't know the American side, so.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I'm an American, and I live in the Philippines, and here, walking distance is about as far as you can spit.
Yeah, school run
Not far at all.
restaurant,
Yeah.
maybe this size in Japan, maybe 5 minutes probably. But not in America. Maybe.
Big blocks.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, a city block in United States, it's a weird measurement. Here's a weird piece of knowledge for all of you, very trivial knowledge. 1/9 of a mile is a city block. Very strange, but true. C block is 1/9 of a mile. It's a very strange thing. I know this from taking taxis in New York City. Okay, I want to welcome Ali as well. Hi, Ali. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm
Great.
good.
Glad to hear
Thanks for
it. You're welcome. Okay, we're picking these prepositions on the right. Ali, number 4, please.
Yeah, the train station is is um, opposite from the school.
Okay, opposite the school. Again, we do sometimes use prepositions opposite from the school, opposite to the school, but we don't need
Yeah.
it. Opposite the school is fine. And also across from is perfectly appropriate here as well. All right, number 5, back to you, Nien.
To go to the first street and turn right from the Central Avenue.
Okay, right. Go down the street, turn right to First Street. Okay, turn right. Often you would hear onto. Turn right onto First Street.
Turn right onto, yeah.
Okay, or giving directions, we might say, turn right at First Street as well. Is sometimes a preposition that we use. All right. Christian, number 6.
Yeah, number 6. Oh, where is the bank?
Here it is. It's red.
Yeah, okay. The bank is near. Yes, is near the police station.
Sure. Okay. Or
next to.
Or next to. Either one are appropriate. Both are appropriate.
Yeah.
Okay. Ken, number 7.
Sorry. Number 7. The church is blank the second street. Where is the church? Yeah, church is
Green.
here.
Yeah.
The second.
Second Street is here.
Okay. Besides second street.
Okay. No. No. I would choose on.
Okay.
On.
The second street.
And I don't know why it says the Second Street. That's weird.
I see.
It shouldn't say the. That's weird. Just like to go to First Street number 5, you don't see the First Street. That doesn't make sense. That's the name of the street, so you don't need the. It is possible when you're giving directions to say, okay, after the traffic light, take a right on the second street after the traffic light. That means whatever the names of the streets, count them. 1, 2. The second one, then it is the second street. But this doesn't make sense because that's the name of the street. Okay, the church is on Second Street. Ali, last one, number 8. Where is the restaurant? There it is. It's pink.
Yeah, the restaurant is it's near the school.
Near the school, or possibly next to the school. Again,
Yeah.
use either one, really. Okay. Okay. I think we know most of these words, so I'm going to skip on ahead. Okay. Different ways to ask directions. How can I get to the cinema? Excuse me, I'm new here. Do you speak English? I'm a little lost. Can you help me? Okay. All right. Giving directions, more to the point. You can get there by, okay, this is very normal. You're giving directions. You can get there on foot or by foot. By, notice we use by, the preposition by, with modes of transportation: car, bus, train, taxi, whatever. Okay, and again, it's normal to say sure or no problem, and then give somebody directions. If you don't know, say you don't know. Again, another kind of feature of living here in the Philippines, they don't like to say I don't know. So they will never say I don't know, even if they really don't know. They'll just say it's over there, even though they have no idea. Much better to actually say, I'm sorry, I have no idea. I just moved here myself. Something like that. Again, the times used to give directions, very, very common for English speakers. About 5 to 7 minutes from here. It's pretty far. You should probably take a taxi. Okay, so including your mode of transportation or the time frame is very common in English. Okay. Okay, we're going to skip through this. All right, we're going to try a little exercise. We're going to look at a map and do that in a minute, but here we go. We'll talk about this in a minute, but first of all, let's kind of warm up. From where you are, from your house, or where you are right now, I'm going to ask you, how do I get to something which is probably you might be able to help me with. Nian, starting with you.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me. Could you tell me how to get to the nearest bank? I need to use an ATM, a bank with an ATM.
Yes, you can go straight and turn left. It takes you 3 minutes walking, and you will see the nearest bank on the right.
Okay, pretty good. It will take you 3 minutes, or will take you about 3 minutes. Okay, one thing. All right, you started out go straight.
Yeah.
Okay, go straight from where? I don't know which direction I'm pointed. Okay, so for example, if you're in a building, you would say go through the door, take a left. Okay, go through the door. There's a street right in front of you. Just go straight down the street. Go out the door and take a right, like that. Or, you know, if you're standing there, obviously I can't see you, Nian, but if you're standing there, okay, go straight down here. You would, you know, use your hands. Okay. Which reminds me, another intonation feature which is very much involved, related to giving directions. This is kind of an intonation feature which is also what you might call a hesitation device. Very common, even native speakers, when we give directions, we have to think about it. Like sometimes when you're speaking English, you have to think about the sentence construction, or you have to think about the vocabulary word. Native speakers, when we give directions, we have to picture the map in our head and think about it, and it's not something we think about every day, every minute. So sometimes we need to hesitate while we're thinking. So you go about half a kilometer and you're going to see a traffic light. And at the traffic light, you take a left. I think you go 2 or maybe 3 streets. Notice what I'm doing there. As I'm thinking, I'm stretching my vowel sound. Pardon me. Stretching my vowel sound and actually slightly rising the pitch to let you know that I'm still talking. Don't interrupt me. I'm thinking and I'm trying to give you the directions, but I need to think. this is a hesitation device that you can actually use in speaking English as a language learner. It is acceptable to do this when you can't think of what you want to say right away. It's perfectly okay and a perfectly normal intonation pattern. It's okay. You can use this. Much better and much less awkward than not saying anything. A pause is very awkward for English speakers. Long pauses even more awkward. So this is kind of a useful way to help yourself sound natural, like a natural English speaker, and it's very common in giving directions.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And that was for everybody. But okay, Christian,
Yeah.
from your house or where you are, wherever, can you tell me how would I get to a bus station or a bus stop?
Okay. It's just around the corner. It's not far from here. You will see a large clock on the right, and the clock is very white, and it's not possible to avoid the clock. And it's opposite of the glossary, of the Indian glossary.
Okay, great job. Being very descriptive of the landmarks I will see. Okay, I would definitely like to ask you directions. I would be happy to get directions from you. Okay, one not incorrect by any means, but I just a more natural colloquial way to express it. You said it's not possible to avoid it. Colloquially, very normal English speakers say it's a clock, it's very white, it's very big, you can't miss it.
Okay, okay. You can miss it. Okay.
Very common little phrase used in giving directions. When you describe a landmark, oh, you can't miss it.
Okay.
Or sometimes we're giving directions, oh, go straight down the street, and the street ends right at the museum. You'll run right into it. Which is a little bit idiomatic because you're not going to run into it really, but we use this expression when we give directions. Oh, you can't miss it. You'll run right into it.
But you can avoid it. You can say also, oh, it's not very common. It's not good.
It's perfectly understandable, and it is, you know, it's acceptable, but it's just not the colloquial way we say it, really. It's very common. Oh, you can't miss it. Is really common. Yeah. We like to use the expression "you can't avoid it" to talk about problems and trouble when traveling. Okay, you'll get to the bus station. You're probably going to have to wait an hour and a half for your bus. You can't avoid it. They're so busy. That would be very common to talk about problems that you might have. Oh, it's going to take you an hour and a half. The traffic is terrible. You can't avoid it.
Okay.
Yeah. So it is. The phrase is definitely useful when giving directions. So don't let me give you the wrong idea. It is useful. Ken, are you connected again, Ken?
Yes, yes.
Well, hi again.
Okay.
Okay. Ken, from wherever you are, I would really like a bite to eat. Is there anywhere I can get like street food or some fast food? Something?
Yes, I think go down the street south and you can find McDonald's right side of the street, I guess.
Okay.
Just takes 1 minute by car and 5 minutes on foot.
Okay. On the right.
On the right. Okay, yeah.
On the right side or on the right, either one. Okay. Interesting. Okay, we didn't talk about this, giving the actual compass directions, north, south, east, west. To be perfectly honest, quite useless. Most Americans don't know which way the sun sets. They would never know. South, which way is south? I would know. I'm into that kind of thing. I love compasses and maps and all that. Useful for me, but just so you know, many English speakers are not going to know which way is south and north and east and west. That just really
Maybe
confuses them.
maybe saying about the city name or go to that city, the name of the city, or how can I say it? Maybe that's better, probably.
Probably, yeah. Using specifics, is
Or a
always better.
landmark. Yeah.
Landmarks
Okay.
or specific places. Okay. Again, also useful. No, I didn't hear anybody doing it. Don't be afraid to say, if you get to the museum, you've gone too far. You need to go back a block. Okay. If you get to whatever landmark, okay, you've gone too far. Also very useful. Yeah. Many times I've gone too far. Yeah, in multiple ways. Okay, Ollie. Let's see. Where's Ollie going to take me? Okay. Ollie, I need to get my hair cut. Where's a good place to get my hair cut? Around where you live, or around where you are.
Yeah, but I think it's far away from here. You have to take maybe a taxi or a bus to get there. But I'm afraid because a lot of haircut market in that area. So I am afraid the taxi driver may be lost. So when you get a taxi, ask him to get the X mall or something like that. It's on the left side. On the left side from that street.
On the left side of that street.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Haircut market. Okay. There's many hair salons or barber shops.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay, you're afraid the taxi driver may be lost. Well, not now, but in the future. So he may get lost. Would be a common way to say that. I'm afraid the taxi driver may get lost. I was a little confused. What did you tell me about Moon X, or I don't know? Was that the name of a hair salon?
It's pretty small. Yeah, it's a lot of hair salon there, so you can. Yeah, it's kind of distracting. So you can get whatever name of mall or something like that. It's something. Yeah, it's X mall or something. Z mall.
Okay.
Z shop.
Okay. All right. All right. I'm a little confused, but okay. That's interesting. Just nothing to do with directions, but it's interesting, Ollie, because one of the many, many, many differences between Philippines and America, the same type of thing, they put all kinds of the same kind of shop. There'll be like 6 or 8 or 12, like hair salons, all next to each other. Auto parts store. There's like 6 of them all together. But then you don't see any for a huge span. They put all the same kinds of stores always together. I don't know why, but they don't do that. In America, you try to spread them out so you get different areas. It's not normal. Anyway, interesting. So it seems like a haircut market because there's many, but we wouldn't use that actual terminology. Okay. I'm gonna show us a little map here, and okay, real basic here, and here's what we're gonna do. Okay, let me show you the map. Here we go. Okay, Nian, starting with you, and I want everyone else to listen. Starting from, where should we start from? I don't care. The school. Okay, Nian, give me directions to any of these other places, but don't tell us. Don't tell us which place you're taking us to, and see if we can guess where we're at. Okay, do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
Okay.
The place opposite the bookstore and next to the flower shop.
Okay. So from the school, what would be the directions? School's the red one on the right here.
Yes. You can go straight. Turn left and go straight. There on the Rosa Sylvia Avenue, and it's on the left. After
Okay. Remember to get the start with the directions right when you leave the building. Okay, when you go out the door of the school, take a left, go straight down Rosa Silva Avenue. Rosa, okay.
After 5 minutes, it's on the left of the street.
It is. It is. Okay, Christian, where did Nian take us?
Sorry, can you repeat because I can hear you now? Where is it?
Yes. After you go out the school, or you go straight on the go straight on the Zosa Silva Avenues, and after 5 or more minutes walking, you will see it's on the left, and it opposite with the bookstore and flower shop.
Okay. Okay, Christian, where are we?
Now you are in the Rosa E. Silva Avenue. Is in the same avenue when you have the toy store, and the restaurant is next to the toy store. And this is the corner between Rosa E. Silva Avenue and Amelia Street. And when you go to the left side, if you turn left side, you have at the corner supermarket, and in front of the supermarket you have the pet shop.
Okay. Where did Nian take us, though? Do you know?
And sorry.
Okay. Hang on. Let me try
Do you
Ken.
know
I've lost
where?
Ken, do you know where Nian took us? What building we're at now?
There's somewhere in a, I don't know, bookstore or music store. Somewhere around.
I think we're at the music store.
Music
Nian?
store.
Yes,
Nian?
music
Yeah?
store. Yep.
Music store. Okay, very good. Okay, Nian, up and down. Okay, we talk about up and down the road or the street or the highway, the avenue. whatever in English. What's the difference? Well, in many cases, there is no difference. There's a couple of tendencies. It's a very strong tendency and usually normal when you actually have like a mountain, a road that goes up a mountain. When you actually go up in elevation, then you would say you drive up the mountain to the ski resort, for example, or you drive down from the ski resort into town. then up and down have an actual meaning. On a flat city place, up and down really have no meaning. There is a tendency to, if there's a part of town which is like the business district, financial district, that's usually described as downtown. And the uptown is often a place where more wealthy residences are, fancy apartment buildings and things like that, or whatever's opposite of the downtown. We sometimes tend to say go down the street, you know, if we're going towards the downtown or business district. But in reality, it doesn't really matter if I say you go straight down Rosa Silva Avenue or go straight up Rosa Silva Avenue. You could hear either one. Okay, and another one, Nian and everybody else, the music store, another, not exactly a preposition, I don't really know what it is, I guess an adjective. The music store is catty corner. The bank, catty corner, that's sort of diagonal. The music store is catty corner from the bank. So instead of having to say that it is across from the bookstore and opposite of the flower shop, which could be a little bit confusing, most English speakers would use this, I guess, adjective phrase. It's catty corner from the bank. Okay, Christian, we're at the music store now. Take us somewhere, but don't tell us where we are. See if we can guess.
Okay, and okay, I am in the Amelia Street, and how do I get the music store? This is a question.
No, we're at the music store. Okay,
Yeah,
I want you to leave the music store and go to another building, but do not tell us which building. We're going to see if we can guess. If your directions are good enough, we should be able to guess what building we're at. You see?
Okay. I go out from the music store,
Mm-hmm.
and I turn at the right avenue, and I cross the avenue to go in front of in the opposite of the avenue, and we have a big supermarket. Okay, and I walk across the supermarket. I pass through the supermarket, and I cross another one street at the right side, and I'm going after to a fast food restaurant is opposite of the supermarket. Not exactly at the opposite, it's a catchy, no, in the diagonal, we say catchy corner of the supermarket is a fast food restaurant.
Okay. All right, now, okay, this catty corner word, adjective clause, whatever it is, adjective phrase, we wouldn't say the fast food restaurant is catty corner of the supermarket. It has to be across an intersection, diagonal.
Okay.
So how would we say that? I might say it is, it's almost across from, or it's almost opposite of the supermarket.
Okay.
Probably that's how I would say it. Yeah, okay. Well,
the fast food. Yeah.
All right. Well, okay, now we all know where are we?
In the fast food restaurant is in front of the school.
I think it sounds like pet shop. We are in front of this pet shop.
Yeah?
No.
I don't know.
Yes.
Nian, where do you think we are?
I see we are in fast food restaurant.
Fast food restaurant? Where
Yeah.
are we? Are we in a fast food restaurant?
Yeah.
Yeah. Christian, is that where we are? In fact?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yes, we are restaurants. Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay, Ken, from the fast food restaurant, take us to another place. Again, don't tell us where you're taking us. Just give us directions and we'll see if we can guess.
Okay, go down to Amelia Street and you can see the restaurant at the catty corner of the school, and turn left there, and go down Rosa Silver Avenue. And if you when you can see the bookstore, right corner on the street, uh, turn across the street, and that's your destination. You asked. Across the street.
Okay. Okay. Nian, where are we?
I guess he want to he will at the bank.
The bank? Bank. Christian says bank as well. Oakley says bank. Are we at the bank, Ken?
Yes, correct.
Excellent. Very good. Okay, we all got it that time, so good job. You're the winner. Okay, on the corner on the right, you'll see the bookstore. Wouldn't be a more natural way to say that, to give a landmark. Okay. And I made a note, but I forgot to tell Christian earlier. You said opposite the avenue when you were giving your description. That doesn't work. Okay.
Okay.
It has to be something that is across from or opposite on the other side of the street. Now, it doesn't have to be a building. It could be the park across the street from the hospital or something like that. Okay. Whatever, the monument that sits opposite of yeah, the bookstore or whatever. Okay. All right. Nian. Okay, we're at the bank. Take us out of town. Ha.
You get out of the banks and turn right, go straight up and out of the tower.
Okay. Okay. Get out of the bank. Okay. When you leave the bank, go right. Okay. This is when you leave the bank, or when you go out the door, go right. You can use one of these phrases. As you leave the building, go right. Okay. And you're gonna just follow. Okay. Here's another word. Just follow Rosa y Silva Avenue until you get to the highway. You'll run right into the entrance ramp for the highway. Okay, very common to use that phrase. You'll run right into for exit and entrance ramps to get on highways. You'll run right into the highway. There's an entrance ramp right there. This is very common. Ooh. Okay. All right. That's pretty good. All right. Let's see. Christian. Okay. What's the... okay. What is the fastest way to get from the bank to the pet shop?
To the bank to the pet shop.
Yeah.
Okay. You turn at the right, at the left side, and the next right, you straight on. You go to the hospital, and you pass through the hospital, and you have in front of you the pet shop.
Okay. Very good. And what is that called? Do you know what that's called when you give somebody directions like that? Maybe not exactly following the roads and streets and regular routes?
Yes, because you don't have any road in the road of the hospital.
Right.
You have the Avenue Santos, and you need to describe the landmarks, no?
Yes,
And you said
absolutely.
you have the hospital, and you pass through the hospital, and in front of the hospital you have a pet shop.
There you go. Okay, it's a shortcut. Okay.
Shortcut.
Okay, and also giving directions. Sometimes we describe the directions by saying, okay, there's a shortcut if you want to go. Take a left on Santos Dumont Street. Take your first right. You run right into the hospital. Well, there you go. There's run right into, where you have a street that ends right at the hospital. This would be common where you use that phrase. You run right into the hospital, go straight through the hospital. There's a back door on the opposite side, and the pet shop will be right in front of you. Something like that. Okay. We often tell people, okay, that something is a shortcut, so they know that they're not going to be, maybe they'll have to cut diagonally through a park or something like that. It's not necessarily roads. The opposite of a shortcut, sometimes we use the phrase the scenic route. Take the scenic route, it's a much more winding route. For example, tourists to your country, you may give them the scenic route to get to the beach or something, so that they can enjoy the view and like that. That would be the scenic route. Okay, we're out of time, so I've got to go because I've got to start another class 1 minute ago. I'm late. So thank you very much, guys, and see you again soon, I hope.